Bienvenidos! Welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. So it is Monday again, and like I told you in the previous video I just released, I just recently tested positive for COVID, but I'm feeling a little bit better, got plenty of rest over the weekend, drank a ton of water, and ate some delicious food. Anyways, today we have another great recipe to kick off the week. We're talking a Spanish poor man's breakfast skillet. This is known here in Spain as una sartén de patatas a lo pobre con huevos. Now this is a dish that dates back hundreds of years where Spanish farmers would create recipes just like this that are very affordable and super healthy for you folks. Not only is this breakfast skillet super easy to make, but it's packed with a ton of great flavors and it's all done in about 40 minutes. Let's begin by getting our ingredients ready. I'm going to roughly dice 1 large onion, roughly chop 6 cloves of garlic, cut 1 green bell pepper and 1 red bell pepper into large chunks, and we'll cut 3 medium-sized potatoes that have been peeled, washed, and patted dry into small pieces that are 1/2 inch thick, which is about 1 1/4 centimeters. Now to make this recipe, I'm using new potatoes. You want to use potatoes here that are a bit more waxy than starchy. That way when you cook them, they hold their shape and they don't get mushy. For the next step, I'm going to grab a large fry pan. Important to use a larger pan here, that way all the ingredients fit in there. The one that I'm using is 11 inches in diameter, which is 28 centimeters. I'm going to heat it with a medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm going to add in the chopped onion, the chopped bell peppers, and the chopped garlic. And we'll mix the vegetables around, that way they're all coated in that olive oil. And as you know, I always like to mix this continuously, that way the veggies don't brown too quickly and they all evenly saute. After 5 to 6 minutes, and the onions are nice and translucent, and the rest of the vegetables lightly sauteed, I'm going to add in the pieces of potato, and we're going to continue to mix this together, and we're going to lightly fry the potatoes just for a couple minutes. Then I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.15 grams. And we'll season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give this a mix, that way all the seasonings are evenly coating all the vegetables. Then I'm going to add in some cold water into the pan. You want to add in enough water to just barely cover those ingredients, which is 2.5 cups in my case, or 600 milliliters. Then we'll turn up the heat from a medium heat to a high heat. Lightly season the water with a little sea salt. And we'll give it one final mix and bring the water to a boil. Once the water comes to a boil, I'm going to place a lid on the pan and lower the fire to a low-medium heat. And we're going to simmer this for about 20 minutes on a low-medium heat. This is enough time for all the flavors to develop and for those potatoes to be perfectly cooked through. After about 20 minutes, I'm going to remove the lid from the pan. And as you can see, the majority of the water has been absorbed by the potatoes, but there's still a little bit of water left, which is now a broth, which is going to give this dish a beautiful flavor. And you know, you can always tell when your potatoes are cooked. You just pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in, but with a little resistance, they are ready to go. For the final step, let's start adding our eggs. Now before I add the eggs into the skillet, I like to crack them into individual bowls. This ensures 2 things, that no eggshells go in there, and that the egg yolks are not broken. And I like to create little pockets in the skillet and then add the egg, that way it perfectly sits in there. Then we'll season the eggs with a little sea salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll place the lid back on the pan, and we're going to cook this for another 3 to 4 minutes. This is enough time for those egg whites to fully cook through and for those egg yolks to still have a beautiful creamy texture. After about 4 minutes, those eggs should be perfectly cooked through. I'm going to remove the pan from the heat and we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped fresh parsley. Check it out. Our Spanish poor man's breakfast skillet is done. Once again, this is known here in Spain as una sartén de patatas a lo pobre con huevos. So easy to make, made with the most humble ingredients. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. All right, folks, time for the moment of truth. Let's see how this turned out. All the ingredients are beautifully cooked. You know, this is one of those dishes where less is more and simplicity meets its story. We use the most basic ingredients and created such a beautiful dish. Give this a try for either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, doesn't matter when, because the flavors are absolutely amazing. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Edward Alvarez, Marco Steenbergen, Kim Larson, Holly Parker, Carlos Quintanilla, Dallas Jackson, and Rogelio Jr. Rivera. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon and you'd like to support the show, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. That way our Spain on a Fork community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego.